Hey guys, good morning. So, the other day I spoke about this whole thing with Trump and Qatar and what I think Trump is doing, which is basically bribing Qatar to isolate Iran and drive Qatar away from Iran. But irrespective of whether I'm right or wrong, we now see that this whole thing with Bibi and Trump, and Bibi essentially stating that maybe Israel needs to stop taking $4 billion from America, which is not really $4 billion. It's not money that goes to Israel. It's a grant. The way it works is that it's a grant that is signed over to Israel, and then Israel is obligated to spend that money on American-made weapons. So it's basically a kind of a glorified money spending operation, or money washing really operation, dare I say. And this is what it's been. So I have a feeling that this entire shtick, this entire song and dance has been about what? Has been about either deliberately creating a situation or a relationship where there is in fact genuine animosity, or maybe genuine kind of let's say annoyance between Bibi and Trump, and therefore Bibi just will say has gone to a point where he's saying, well, we have to decouple ourselves at least financially from America. Or it's been a song and dance to where there's so many entities, international entities that are tied together vis-a-vis Israel and America, like the deep state in either country, in both countries. Whether you're talking about the State Department in America, whether you're talking about the lefty apparatus, let's say, which is basically ruling Israel and doesn't represent the majority of Israelis. You're talking about all this, the Israeli deep state, the media, the Israel's own, military-industrial complex, which is ruled by leftists, the lefty Ramatkal military brass, right? And we can see that, first of all, the military brass of Israel is fading away. The lefty military brass of Israel that's been in charge basically since the 70s, right? Pretty much in conjunction with, by the way, with Henry Kissinger in America, right? We're talking about the last 50 years, more so, more than that, 52 years. So that whole thing is dissolving. And so now, here's an opportunity for two friends who morally support each other, at the very least, Israel and America, to have a real friendship. What is a real friendship? A real friendship is when the friends in the friendship, the parties involved, are equals. Equals, at least in, obviously we're never going to be the financial equal. Israel's not going to be the financial equal of America, or maybe they will, later, who knows, right? As our prophets foretell, but that's, we're not there yet. But at the very least, equals in the sense of just on the international stage, or equals just as, being autonomous countries respective to each other. Not one country being either not being tied at the hip, or not one country being, so to speak, subservient to another on the international stage, asking how high when the other one says jump, right? That's basically what this is, guys. I personally, I have a lot of friends in Israel who made Aliyah from America, from other places. They say, Israel should stop being America's vassal, screw America, all this stuff. Guys, no, I don't want to screw America. I don't feel the need to say screw America. America should be America. Israel should be Israel. Everybody should be friends. Everybody should support each other morally on the international stage. But let's just stop it with this being attached to the hip thing. This toxic financial political thing, right? Folks, I don't know if you noticed, this is what Trump has been trying to do also. He's been trying to say to Israel, to Bibi, guys, finish this. I know you have the ability to finish this. So finish this. Do it on your own. Whether it's Iran, whether it's Yemen, and whether it's Hamas. And you know what, guys? Israel does have the ability to finish it. If you look at Israel's military history, Israel, whenever Israel has largely gone it alone, they have won in a fantastical way. I've said this many times. And God, yes, God helps us. God helps us either way. But I don't know if you guys notice, when we rely on others, God kind of steps aside. When we rely just on ourselves, when we just go it alone, God steps in. Guys, look at the history of military conflicts of Israel. You'll see it clear as day, right? And so Trump is basically saying that. He's saying, guys, I know you have the ability to finish this quickly. I know you could have finished it quickly. For whatever reason, this hasn't been, right? Whether it's the lefty Ramat-Kal, whether it's because of Biden, whether it's because of this, because of pressure, because of this, because of that, because of media. Guys, whatever the reason is, it's inexcusable that we're still sitting here a year and a half later in this situation. It's inexcusable that we have now this Igdan Alexander kid being taken to Qatar to be paraded around like some trophy. It's inexcusable. All the stuff that we've seen, guys, is completely inexcusable. So all anybody's saying is, whether it's Bibi saying we're going to stop taking the money, whether it's Trump saying, guys, do what you have to do. Okay, he was saying it for a while. He's just saying, listen, we have to be autonomous, countries autonomous of each other, independent of each other. And by the way, guys, all this talk about Trump having some kind of a plan for a Palestinian state and this and that and the other, I'm not sure if you guys realize, the minute Israel or Bibi comes out and declares Israel to be an independent country and not a vassal of America, the minute he says, hey, I am no longer King Herod, vassal to Rome, is the minute that any plan Trump ever had, or any plan anybody ever had, renders itself what it was supposed to be, which is basically gurnish magurnished. Nothing. It wasn't supposed to be anything, right? Israel's supposed to take the lead. My friends, everything that you see happening in front of your face is fantastic. It's fantastic. Somebody wrote on Twitter, one of these pro-Israel people, I have a feeling things are devolving into a very bad place in the Middle East. No, they are evolving into a fantastic place. Israel's evolving into being what? Its own flippin' country for the first time maybe since the founding of the state. Ever, right? It was maybe its own country from 1948 until, 67 or maybe 73. And then since 1973, it hasn't been its own country. It's been a vassal of America. Or a vassal of not even America, a vassal of the State Department. Or some bunch of lefty fruitcakes, both in Israel and in America. My friends, it's time for Israel to be an independent country. Now if you tell me, Tzvi, what do you mean? What about Iron Dome? What about this? What about that? F-35s? My friends, I'm repeating this for the 50th time. And listen to me very carefully. My words are, I'm going to speak slowly. The only reason Israel needs Iron Dome is because Israel pulled Jews out of Gaza in 2005. I'm going to repeat this again. The only reason Israel needs Iron Dome is because Israel pulled Jews out of Gush Katif and Gaza in 2005. No pulling Jews out of their homes in 2005. No need for Iron Dome because no Hamas and no rockets. A begets B, okay? It's very, very flippin' simple, my friends. So, and why did we do that? Why did Ariel Sharon do that? At the behest of America, at the behest of again, we go back to the State Department. We go back to the lefty Ramat-Kal. We go back to the deep state in both countries. My friends, the equation is so simple, and it runs, it's been running, that whole equation that I just laid out for you has been running for over 50 years. Probably starting with Kissinger, maybe even going back further, right? That's it, guys. It's time to decouple ourselves from this system. And by the way, Trump knows whether or not we're still mysteriously trying to figure out this whole thing with Qatar and all that stuff. We don't know what the reason is. We don't know what's going on. There must be something under the surface we don't see. But with regards to Israel to continue taking, it's not even, again, it's not money, right? It's some kind of dependency because of things that Israel does or is forced to do, right? And then they're forced to be in perpetual state of war, instead of, we know they have the ability to finish all their enemies that surround them, all of them, immediately. We know that. So that's it, guys. And we'll see what happens from here. B'ezrat Hashem, Israel will be an independent country, and Israel will get to take care of what it needs to take care of in record time, with regards to everything that's going on now, and then maybe in the future. But hopefully we won't need to take care of anything in the future, because we've taken care of everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And no one will left with us ever again. We will not have any more October 7ths, or any more 1973s, or any more 1967s, or any more 1982s, or any more intifadas. Because we'll do what we need to do. And we won't ask the State Department. And we won't, have to go according to concepcia, containment, conflict management, It's like when I hear people tell me they went to the doctor for pain management. They gave him a shot. Okay, come back 6 months later. More pain. Comes back. You're managing it. You're not solving it. You're just managing. Folks, enough management. Time to solve. B'ezrat Hashem. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.